DuckDuckGo. Protect your privacy online for free with DuckDuckGo.
As parents, we've done everything possible to protect our kids from COVID-19, from using hand sanitizers to masking up. But now we have the most important tool, vaccines. They help protect our children and the entire family. And it's okay to have questions. Ask your doctor about the COVID-19 vaccine for your child, or visit vaccinateall58.com to learn more and find a vaccine near you. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
Hey, maybe you heard the big news. Newsmax just beat CNN in primetime ratings for the first time ever.
Last Friday night, Nielsen says more people tuned into Newsmax than CNN.
So people really are watching Newsmax.
It's a news source you can trust.
It's got great hosts like Rob Finnerty in the morning, John Bachman and Bianca de la Garza at 9 a.m. Pacific, as well as Eric Bowling and many more.
I watched Newsmax the other day. Newsmax has Mike Huckabee, Diamond and Silk, Dick Morris, and Rob Carson.
Newsmax is the fastest growing cable news channel in America, the fourth highest rated network, and closing in on CNN.
Find Newsmax on major cable systems. If your cable system doesn't carry Newsmax, call them and demand it.
Or switch to a service that does.
And download the Newsmax app. Get free on your smartphone store. You can watch Newsmax anywhere.
Trust Newsmax, real news for real people.
KFI AM 640.
Do you get excited to go to Walmart or Target or Costco? I ask like on a Saturday or a Sunday. I'll say to my wife and my daughter, I'm like, hey, you guys want to go to Walmart? And if they both say yes, I'm like on cloud nine, man. I can't wait to get there, see what's on the shelves.
The Tim Conway Jr. Show, weeknights at 6 on KFI.
Let's move over to the wars of the future. All right, the post-apocalyptic, after the place falls apart.
Bill Handel.
I'll get there. I get paid to do this.
Mornings from 6 to 10 on KFI. Coast AM with George Norrie.
Up next, Billy Tolley joins us, who's with the two shows, Ghost Adventures and House Calls, and then later on, Jay and Billy will join us with your phone calls next hour on Coast to Coast AM as we talk about ghost hunting. And of course, ParanormalDate.com keeps cruising along. 217 people shy of 129,000 signed up members. Do so at ParanormalDate.com.
And check it out. Your 60-plus partner just might be waiting for you right now at ParanormalDate.com/seniors. Now, these are like-minded, a bit more mature people for yourself. So head on over, have some fun. It's ParanormalDate.com/seniors.
Back with more, but first, build up your immune system.
HealthyLooking.com and Dr. Alan Millay bring 4 decades of experience in natural products for the exclusive stem cell wellness kit that works with your body's stem cells to assist your immune system. Here's Dr. Millay with more.
Whether it's physical activity, obesity, diet, smoking, low on hormones, stress, sleep disorders, or your age can be supported by reducing inflammation and aiding the body to heal itself appropriately. A stem cell is a cell waiting to be told what it needs to be. If there is inflammation, that inflammation needs to be stopped. High blood pressure, high cholesterol, kidney disease, various types of cancer, depression, Alzheimer's disease, autoimmune disorders, osteoporosis, even fatty liver are chronic signs of inflammation and can be aided by supporting the body's ability to protect those cells that it needs. And that is the purpose of ImmuStem and AdaptoStem together, supporting the body to be the best it can be.
Dr. Millay, how will I feel after taking AdaptoStem and ImmuStem?
The ImmuStem is going to have an immediate effect, but I guarantee you that your immune system is starting to function better after 24 hours. You put AdaptoStem along with it, you will feel it in 30 minutes.
Order now at healthylooking.com. The Stem Cell Wellness Kit from Dr. Malay protects your body's stem cells and will make you feel better faster. The Stem Cell Wellness Kit with AdaptoStem and IndiStem and your free gift Relaxol is only available at healthylooking.com or toll free at 800-563-3980. That's 800-563-3980. Don't forget to enter promo code GEORGE for free shipping. George's Stem Cell Wellness Kit at healthylooking.com. That's healthylooking.com.
The incredible group, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation, broke ground on its Do Good Village in Land O'Lakes, Florida. This happens to be the first of its kind. It's a community of 110 homes for the foundation's program recipients, so together these families can heal. It's a very special place where the families know their neighbors understand and care about them. It's a community where the children of our nation's fallen or catastrophically injured heroes can grow and experience life together. The foundation's Do Good Village is going to help these families beyond measure, and it's all thanks to the extraordinary donation of many acres of land and your generosity. Help America's greatest heroes and their families heal together. Make the Do Good Village the first of many communities like it. And with every mortgage-free home, the foundation makes good on its promise to do good and never forget the sacrifices that our heroes have made for our country and our communities. Donate just $11 a month to Tunnel the Towers at T2T.org. That's the letter T, the number 2, the letter T, T2T.org.
Ew, Dad, why are toenails so ugly and yellow?
Hey, it's James, and if you're like me and suffer from toenail fungus, please pay close attention. Let's face it, toe fungus is embarrassing. I was afraid to take my socks off and hid my yellow and crumbly toes from everybody. But nail fungus isn't just a cosmetic problem. It can also be dangerous. Even a small spot can spread and get worse. But no matter what I tried, it seemed like my fungus would never go away. Then I discovered Crystal Flush, the new FDA-registered at-home treatment. This unique two-step system flushes out fungus at its source and reverses damaged nails. Finally, me and thousands of others are free from fungus. And you can be too. Call now, and for a limited time, you can try Crystal Flush risk-free for 30 days. Call 800-354-1957. That's 800-354-1957. Eliminate your toe fungus once and for all, guaranteed. Call now, 800-354-1957, or visit crystalflush.com.
And welcome back to Coast. George Norrie with you. Now we're being joined by Billy Tully. Billy was first intrigued by the paranormal after learning about electronic voice phenomena that you've heard on this program, EVP. With several years of experience in music and audio production, his curiosity led him to investigate and capture EVPs for himself. He's an editor and an audio editing and production software expert. His fascination with the paranormal field grew even stronger, and back in 2006, he founded a paranormal group with some friends called the Las Vegas Paranormal Investigations of Mysterious Phenomena Squad. He started sharing details of his audio captures with the great Zach Bagans and joined the Ghost Adventure series as one of the Paranormal Investigation team's audio-visual technicians and EVP analysts. Billy, you have a wonderful job. Welcome to the program.
How are you, George? Thanks for having me.
Doing great. What do you think of EVPs? I mean, they're bizarre, aren't they?
It's very bizarre. And from the very beginning, I have to tell you, I have always been what I consider to be a skeptical believer. I believe that there are spirits. I believe that there's good, there's evil. But I think what Jay was saying, that you have to have an experience. And the experience that I was given was actually gifted to me by Zach when I met him. When I met Zach, I was a club DJ in Las Vegas. He actually came in, and he didn't realize that he came to see me play, and that I was watching his new documentary that was just released, Ghost Adventures, the actual documentary.
Yeah.
And so we were exchanging conversations. He goes, what do you think about ghosts and all that? And I told him, pretty bluntly, I would have to have an experience. And he was able to send me up to Virginia City, which is a very, very haunted city. And I went there with my own digital recorders and my own cameras. And That's what did it for me. I've never heard EVPs like I captured on that trip, and I'm wondering if that was like a message to me, like, yeah, it's real. Now get involved. Because when I brought the EVPs back and played them for Zach, he was just blown away. He's like, my God, this is amazing. He goes, you're not pulling my leg, are you? I go, no, not at all. I don't understand what this is. What is this? And ever since then, with every EVP we get, we try to understand how are EVPs captured.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? Is it the digital recorder that's different? Is it the settings? Is it the environment? Is it because it's a full moon? Like all of these factors, we're constantly trying to figure out EVP.
Because you don't hear them with the naked ear, do you?
No. And, after watching his documentaries so many years ago, I'm like, you know what? I have to do this for myself, and I have to be in control of the recorder, and I have to, I want to be there in the environment just to see if you can actually hear these voices. And you don't. You don't hear anything. When you play the recording back of you asking questions of what you think of the air, sometimes there's responses, noises, sounds that you did not hear with your own ears.
Are there sometimes, Billy, you're just letting the recorder go, you're not asking questions or anything like that, you just let it go, and then you come back and listen to the entire tape?
I did absolutely everything I possibly could. I held the recorder, I asked questions and waited, I laid the recorder on the floor, I left. I tried different scientific methods of, we're going to figure this out. And I've captured lots of EVP where when I have left the recorder and not been holding it, which to me is crazy. I mean, I've got some really good EVPs that I've captured that way that are mind-blowing.
You can tell that you and Jay are having fun doing these programs, too.
Oh, we are, and that's the other thing. I think that, your intent is everything. When you're on an investigation, your state of mind, if we try to have fun, but at the same time, we get into some serious stuff. I mean, we've dealt with, on this new television show, that House Calls. We're dealing with families that they want to know what's going on, and they need help, and a lot of them have kids, and there's tears and emotions, and we want to help them. So, yes, we have fun, but we also get serious, and we want to help find answers and solve problems.
It is unbelievable. You know what freaks me out, Billy, are the sounds of little children EVPs that you pick up.
Yeah. I have my thoughts on that. Sometimes I think, just like when you're fishing for bass and you're in a boat and you're going through your different lures and you're like, should I use a spinner? Should I use this?
Yeah.
I tend to think that sometimes when I say they, it could be, evil or dark forces that want to trick us with a lure and say, I'm gonna put a little kid's voice on there and just kind of reel them in, and so they'll let their guard down, and that's happened before. So I'm very wary when I hear small children's voices in EVPs. Like, I'm not so sure that those are actually children.
Why would these so-called demonic type spirits want to trick you?
Well, like the families that we are going to help, demonic, dark, evil spirits thrive on fear, pain, suffering, things like that. And once they get, say a married couple, they get them arguing, fighting with each other, and the husband's shouting at the wife, and the mom is crying, the baby's screaming. I think that energy, there's energy in that when there's anger, when there's fear, and I think that these dark spirits, that's like energy for them. So they want that environment, and if we show up and try and break that or explain to them, this is what's going on. These spirits are causing you to fight, causing you to be mad at each other, or maybe split your family apart, and then you'll be heartbroken. And then that's the energy that they thrive on. That's been my experience, that's what they want. These demonic, they thrive on suffering, pain, and anger,
That is remarkable. Of everything that you have done in this experience, Billy, what is the EVP sound that just stands out for you?
It has to be the first recording when I went to Virginia City to find out for myself. I mean, I'm trying to think if
Was it pretty clear, too? Because some of the ones I've heard on this program, it's difficult because we're playing it through the radio. People are in their cars, and you'll hear something, but you'll hear things like, right. I'm assuming that yours for your shows are a little cleaner.
Well, we get EVPs all different ranges. You know, we get the gravelly sounding voices to the wisp. Sometimes they're whispers, and then other times they sound like spoken tone. You know, just like another person is in the room talking. Which those are the ones that are really remarkable. We consider those Class A EVPs when there's tone, it just sounds like a person talking, but yet no one was talking.
What have you learned about the paranormal that you didn't know before?
You know, it's constantly evolving for me, the things that I learned. One thing that I did not realize was that I am empathic. I didn't know what that was. I didn't understand that when you go to different places and you all of a sudden have different feelings or emotions that aren't yours, that's being empathic. Like, you know, you not to be confused with being psychic, but yet, George, have you ever been in a room and two people were arguing with each other and you feel that tension that's in the air?
Yes.
Their argument. I would describe it something like that, except you go into a room and there's nobody in there, and suddenly you're sad, or you just feel like crying, but you don't know why. Those aren't your emotions. You're picking up on the energy in the room, and some people, not everybody, feel that. So for me, learning that I have some sort of empathic ability, that I get affected in different ways, you know, emotionally, whether it's anger or rage. Or sadness, you know, and
well, how do you, Billy and Jay and the other members of the squad, how do you protect yourselves when you're in a situation that could get out of hand?
Well, sometimes it does get out of hand, and for each of us, it's different. You know, to each his own. For me, I know we're there to investigate and we're there to collect, you know, evidence, scientific evidence to prove or disprove the existence of something. But if I'm feeling like it's a very, very dark, let's say a demonic investigation, I'll protect myself just with words, with my faith. You know, I ask for God's protection. You know, and for each person it might be different. But for me, you know, I use the name Jesus Christ in my head.
So you're pretty spiritual, aren't you?
I'm very spiritual. I wouldn't say I'm religious, but I'm very spiritual. And for me, I've been through enough situations where when I've asked for help, I've gotten it. And for me, that builds faith that that's a tool I can use to protect myself. And I've also, after an investigation, when things got really bad and I was seriously affected, and this happened many times, I found that if I use, it's called Palo Santo wood, also known as holy wood. And it's kind of like an incense stick. It's a chunk of wood, and you light it with a lighter, and you let it catch on fire, you let it burn a little bit, and then you blow it out, and white smoke emits from it, and you're able to twirl that around you and ask to be cleared. For me, I say, I clear you from my body, my mind, and my soul. You have no permission to be in, you know, this vessel in my body. And I use Jesus Christ's name. And for me, that works. I know, you know, I've seen Zach do it. You know, Jay and Aaron might have a different method, but, you know, each of us have our own ways of dealing with that. For me, it's a real thing. It's not even, I don't joke about it. It's real.
Have you ever brought a spirit home with you?
Many times.
They attach themselves.
Yeah, and I have to clear my house. So, like, and you just know when things are off. And by clearing my house, I mean, I walk through the whole thing with the Palo Santo with the door open, and I have to say out loud that you're not allowed to be here, and I take charge of my home, and I say, you know, I command you to leave my house. And that seems to work very well. So, I know a lot of people think that, you know, maybe they don't believe in all that, but they haven't had the experiences that we've had.
What drives you, Billy? What keeps you going?
I think I like helping people and being able to share the knowledge. But like, I was listening to the earlier segment with Jay, and he was saying, you know, we go to these people's houses to help them, and they're traumatized and they're in need.
Mm-hmm.
It feels good to me to be able to share how to take care of yourself, how to get rid of these bad feelings, how to rebuild your life and clear that from what's going on.
Well, with Billy Tully right now, and his partner Jay Wasley will join us for phone calls next hour. They are on Ghost Adventures and House Calls, programs that have been, the first one, Ghost Adventures, on the Travel Channel. It's moving over to the Discovery Plus channel, and House Calls will be on Discovery Plus as well. It's amazing what technology allows us to do these days, Billy, with these TV shows.
I know. It's able to, it educates us, you know. When you watch shows and you go, I never thought that could be possible, but I guess it is. But we're always trying new things, new experiments, or trying to test new scientific methods. Like, well, what if we brought in this EMF detector and had it next to a digital recorder while we're trying to collect these EVPs? Would it register on the meter? You know, that there is some sort of disturbance when that's happening. And of course, we have a camera on the needle, and you know, anything's game. We try anything.
Well,
and that's the exciting part of it all.
But you sound like you do it cautiously, at least.
I try to, yes. I don't want to be overcome or possessed by something, because I have seen it, and it's not a pretty thing. It's actually very scary when you see someone that's overcome by spirits.
Any cowboys in the group?
Any cowboys?
That just go, Yahoo and jump right into it?
Well, I mean, there's been a few times when we've provoked when we shouldn't have provoked, and by provoking, I mean that you're basically asking whatever it is you're challenging it, and sometimes that doesn't end up well.
Well, but sometimes you have to, because you're doing a TV show and you want some kind of good finale to it.
Well, yes, and sometimes there's been repercussions where, one of us or two of us have been overcome with this oppression feeling for doing that. I mean, we take a toll sometimes by doing that. I realize that, yes, it's a TV show, but it's very real what we do, and some of us are more, what'd you say, cowboy?
Cowboys?
I would say Zach's the cowboy of the group, because he doesn't have a problem with provoking. And sometimes, I'm the one that's there saying, I don't know if I would do that, man.
Well, Zach loves what he's doing. He really enjoys it.
We really, all of us do. And I feel like we're just a band of brothers, and we have been for a long time. And we're each very different from one another.
Well, it sounds like you'd each pick each other up, too. If one falls, the others are there to pick them up.
Absolutely.
Well, that's what makes a good team. So House Calls is on Discovery Plus, and it's a brand new program. Isn't it just started, basically?
Yes. It actually premieres today, Thursday.
Perfect. And Ghost Adventures has been around for 14 years, hasn't it?
Yes. Yep. And we're still filming that show as well. We're doing both shows, so we're very, very busy.
Are you excited about what you do?
Very excited. Very excited. I'd like to, the whole house call thing is a different method to what we're doing, because we're focused. It's more personal, which I think is great.
Yeah, you're dealing with families that really are going through something.
Mm-hmm. And it gets to me when there's children also, and you can just see that the children are going through it too. So, that's even more drive to want to help find some answers.
What generally is the goal? The goal to rid the spirit from the house, or what are they trying to accomplish?
Well, our number one goal is to go there and to check to get the story from the family, and then to try and assess what they're saying and see if, we find that to be the case. And then we do our little mini investigation, and we do it with the family there, because, the family's energy will be different in the house when they're there than when they're not.
Hold on, Billy. We're at a break. We'll come back and finish that part up and take calls. We'll bring Jay in, too. Calls next on Coast to Coast AM.
Find out more about tonight's guest. Log on to coasttocoastam.com.
KFI live and everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
There's a lot of COVID info out there, but not all of it's true. So it's important to remember the facts. The COVID-19